Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. We're talking about UFC 318. I know I'm a week late. I know I am. I watched the card. I did a live on the card, but unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to do a recap of the card because I went out of town the day after the card, and I'm finally able to really sit down and go through this thing thoroughly. And so I apologize for my tardiness, and I hope you do check out the video and enjoy the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know y'all thoughts, and please do subscribe if you enjoy the content. Remember, we do have a secondary page. Well, that's really our primary page at Combat. At Come On Now, the podcast. So please do check it out over there and subscribe to the channel over there. And of course, as you know, so this is the other channel, Come On Now, the podcast on YouTube. And of course, this one is at Combat Corner Fight Network. We will continue to put our interviews with fighters on the main page and all news and things that go on in the world of combat sports on this page. Let's talk about this card, though. I mean, I got to tell you, it was one that when you look at it from top to bottom, going back over the card, I mean, you had some strong fights, you had some exciting fights, and then you had some not so exciting fights. I thought that the fight between thought the fight between Francisco Prado and Nikolay Veretinikov was a really good fight. I thought the Vittori against Brendan Allen fight was a good fight. I agree with both of the decisions in both of those fights. I was hoping I'm a Vittori fan, but I thought Brendan Allen clearly won that fight. Kyler Phillips and Vinicius Oliveira, I thought that was a good fight. Looking at the main card, though, I thought Michael Johnson, his win over Daniel Zellhuber was a massive, massive win. It's crazy having watched Michael Johnson fight since the Ultimate Fighter and seeing how his career has done this type of thing. You know, he has some big wins and some bad losses. Win, loss, win. I mean, he's had a career of this. This is a huge win for him as a massive, massive underdog. And I thought he really controlled the fight and clearly won that fight. What's next for him? I have no idea because he's obviously is a gatekeeper of sorts, but he just got to win over a really good up and coming fighter, and that's part of the problem that the UFC continues to have. They continue to have these young guys come up who lose, and I mean I'm one of the voices where I say I'm tired of seeing the same guys fight for the same shit and seeing nothing new come up through the ranks. But what ends up happening is you have a fight like this where Michael Johnson beats Daniel Zellhuber as a huge underdog. And now Zellhuber is coming off of back-to-back losses. And where is his career going? He lost his first UFC fight, but then he won 3 straight, and then he's lost the last 2. So now he's 3-3. He's 15-3 overall. Maybe he's not the prospect that people thought he was. Moving into the next fight after that, Dan Ige against Patricio Pitbull. Very disappointing fight for me. It was not very entertaining. I expected to have more of a slugfest between these two guys. It did not turn out that way, but Pitbull comes away with a unanimous decision win. I picked Ige. I thought Ige would get the job done. Did not happen. But I don't know what you do with Pitbull because, again, another guy. He's in the featherweight division. He's a long ways away from having a shot to contend. He's already lost in the UFC. His first fight, he lost, to Yair Rodriguez and pretty much got handled. So he's not a top 5 UFC fighter. He's going to toil around that 6 to 15 area for pretty much the entirety of the duration of his time in the UFC because I can't ever see him getting a real shot at anything of note. Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez. My God, that was a slugfest. That was a great fight. Both guys had a chance to finish the fight. I thought Holland was going to finish the fight. I thought he was going to get finished, and I thought he was going to finish the fight. It was back and forth, and then Rodriguez survives this fight. I mean, I thought Rodriguez was just completely gassed out, tired. Apparently, Holland went to the hospital after this fight. But it was a rough one, man. That was a great fight. To me, that was one of the better fights of the night, if not the fight of the night. I know it didn't get fight. I'm pretty sure it didn't get fight of the night, but it was a really strong fight. I enjoyed that fight a great deal. Kevin Holland's always going to give you some action. I mean, that's what you're going to get. But look, he loses fights he probably should win. Like he shouldn't have lost this fight to Daniel Rodriguez. He's a better athlete. He's a better fighter, but he's sloppy. He's hella sloppy. He gets caught with stuff he should never get caught with. Like there's no reason that Daniel Rodriguez should be able to land punches on him with the reach advantage that he's got. He's for the height difference, there's no logical reason that this man should be landing punches like this. I mean, he was cracking Kevin Holland all fight long. All fight long, cracking him all fight long. You know, but it's obviously this is another loss. I mean, Kevin Holland now is 28-14. I mean, the guy's going to fight. I'm sure he'll be back again in 3 months. He'd won 2 in a row over Gunnar Nelson and Vicente Luque prior to losing to Ranier de Ritter and losing to Roman Dolidze and he'd beaten Michael Olajeszek. So he's 3-3. Anyways, he's 3-3 in his last 6. You're going to get fun fights from him. Then you have the Paulo Costa Roman Kopylov fight. I was very, very surprised at how well Costa looked. I thought he got tired as always in the 3rd round because I don't think the guy's ever in great shape. His cardio's always messy. But the first 2 rounds I thought were clear. He was a sizable underdog as well. And what does this do? What does this mean for the division at 185 in the middleweight division? I mean, this is Kopylov again was supposed to be a guy who's supposed to be moving up the rankings, and he gets beat by Costa, who you don't think is really going anywhere. He's going the wrong direction. And what happens? He goes and beats one of your up-and-coming prospects who, up until this point, was 4-1 in the UFC. Now he's 4-2, come off of a win over Chris Curtis, and come off of another win over Cesar Almeida. Let's see who else. So yeah, it's just now I don't know what's next for Paulo Costa. This card, it performed pretty well, but overall, like it wasn't a deep card in terms of massive implications on anything of substance. And that's what frustrates me about the UFC and how they put together pay-per-view cards now. They don't put them together for purpose. It's just let's throw whatever fight we can throw together and throw it on this card and say this is great. And they convince the people that it's great. When the reality is this Michael Johnson, Daniel Zellhuber had no business being on the main card of a pay-per-view. Like, let's be real. Kyler Phillips, Vinicius Oliveira should have been on the main card. Marvin Vettori, Brandon Allen should have been on the main card. Those guys fighting on the prelims doesn't make a lot of sense. Patricio Pitbull, Dan Ige, and or Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez should have been on the prelims. Just my opinion. But going into the main event, obviously Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. Look, man. I had hoped. I was hoping for Dustin Poirier to get the win. I like both fighters a lot. I wanted to see really if Dustin Poirier would retire if he got a win over Max Holloway again. Well, we didn't have to worry about that because he got his butt whipped. People can say what they want. He walked away saying, I thought it was 2-2. Bro, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The fact that anyone had it 2-2 going into round 5, don't know what they were watching. Do not know what they were watching. Dustin Poirier won 1 round. He won round 2. I believe that was the round. He won round 2. And he was losing round 2. Was it round 2? Yeah, it was round 2. Yeah, that's when he jumped the guillotine. He was losing a good portion of that round, but then I think he took over the round. He won he kind of stole the round late because I thought Max was in trouble. Max was in trouble instead of playing it smart. Dustin Poirier jumps the guillotine, and he doesn't get it, and he finishes in top position, dropping some big elbows. And rather than that carrying over into the next round, it didn't. And Max whooped his ass in the 3rd round. He whooped him. He flat whooped him. And then you go into round 4, whooped him again. And round 5, I don't see where Dustin Poirier thought he could have won 2 rounds. I don't see where anyone thought he won 2 rounds. He lost round 1. He lost round 3. He lost round 4. Like I don't know what they were talking about when I didn't see it. Maybe other people, if you saw it, if you thought he won another round, you tell me what round you thought he won. Because I ain't see it. And round 5, he clearly lost because he had nothing left in the tank. And then he kind of embarrassed himself. I mean, I love Dustin Poirier, but man, bro, Max Holloway says, let's go right here. He's giving you a chance and you freaking hug him, bro. Like, Dustin Poirier threw one punch in that last come here. Max was just wailing. And he grabs him because he's the one getting knocked out on his home turf in his last fight. He's upset that he thought this shit was 2-2. Well, if you thought it was 2-2, you lost round 5, and it was clear that you lost round 5. So what are we talking about, Dustin? I wish Dustin Poirier the best. I love watching the man fight, but I don't think he prepared for this fight. I don't think he truly prepared for this fight, not the way he needed to. Max Holloway might be bigger than he was when they fought the last time, but Dustin Poirier looked like a shell of himself. He looked like a shell. He did not look like the guy, even the guy who fought Islam Makhachev. If he came into this fight the way he came in versus Makhachev, he wins this fight. He absolutely wins this fight. But he didn't even come in like that guy. So he got handled pretty good. And now he retires, as he should. I did want to see him win this just to see if he would retire. And I do believe that if he had won that fight, I think they would have found a way to call him back to come fight Topuria at some point. Now, Max Holloway is calling out for Topuria naturally because he has the BMF belt at 155. Topuria is the champion at 55. They fought at 45. I don't know that the result will be different. I don't know that the result will be different, but I don't know who else there is for Topuria to fight unless he's going to wait around for Islam Makhachev. He's not going to fight Arman Tsarukyan. I just don't see that happening. I wouldn't mind seeing Max Holloway fight Charles Oliveira again. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing Max Holloway fighting Arman Tsarukyan as well. Because if he was to beat Max Holloway, then it leaves no doubt that he should be fighting for the belt. But there's a lot of fights that can be made now because Max Holloway won this fight. He is new to the division. There are a lot of fights you can make for Max Holloway at 55. You've got the Justin Gaethjes out there. You got Paddy Pimblett out there. You got Tsarukyan out there. You got a rematch with Oliveira. You got a rematch with Topuria. You got fights that can be made for Max Holloway. So for the betterment of the UFC, I think obviously him winning was a better situation for the company. But I do wish I would have loved to have seen if Dustin Poirier would have actually really called it quits following that fight if he had won. However, he got dominated, and I was highly impressed with Max's performance. He looked great. He did get caught by Dustin, in that second round. So I do wonder if Max's chin is starting to show signs of brittleness, maybe, if that's the right word. I wonder because you never seen Max Holloway get dropped until the last fight against Oh, by the way, I said Gaethje. He's already beaten Gaethje, obviously, but you could always make that fight again. That's a fight that I think anybody would love to see again, potentially. So my mistake. He has fought Gaethje. He did beat Gaethje for the BMF belt, and they could they could arguably fight again. But I do, trying to think of, I wonder if I don't remember him ever getting dropped. I think Gaethje dropped him as well, but nothing like what happened with Topuria. Like Topuria took his head off, and that leaves me wondering, can he absorb the blows he used to absorb? But anyhow, I thought it was a solid card overall, and obviously this past weekend we had Robert Whittaker and De Ridder fighting, and that was a pretty decent card as well. I do agree with the decision of De Ridder beating Robert Whittaker, by the way, in case you're wondering. I do agree with the decision of De Ridder. I thought the Peter Yan performance was really good. I thought Shair Magomedov looked really good. I thought the Asu Mabayev against Ochoa fight was a strong fight. I thought Ochoa took he made terrible mistakes. I thought he should have won that fight. Bogan Guskov with a dominating performance over Nikita Krylov. So Bryce Mitchell beats Said Nurmagomedov. That's a big win for him. Obviously, some good fights on that card as well. But anyhow, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.
Up and down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. Up and down.